Hello, I'm back. This is called the Grand Piano. The Grand Piano. The piano sits covered in dust. Inside the strings are covered in rust. The black keys are faded, the white keys are yellow and shaded. The Grand Piano wasn't always like this. It was played to much happy bliss. Back in the earliest 20th century, this Grand Piano was brand new. It was played days through. It was played by many a talented child. It was played at many a party wild. The original owner was a music teacher. From there it went to a preacher. For years the Grand Piano played gospel. Then it went to a homeless hostel, where it was played for a homeless choir. As the years went by it began to tire. The Grand Piano was moved to a big house where it was fixed and tuned. The Grand Piano had its original sound soon. The songs that were played, the places it stayed, the Grand Piano was indeed grand. The music had been heard throughout the land. But as the years went by, the big house was sold and resold. Again the house and Grand Piano grow old. Now a mouse runs across the keys, only a faint sound will be. Outside the wind howls and moans. Inside the old house groans. When up pulls a moving truck that backs up to double wide doors, footsteps sound across the old floors. The floor creaks under the human strain. They run fingers over the Grand Piano terrain. The Grand Piano tries to make a grand sound. It tries, but it's very down. Grand Piano is put on wheels. The history of the Grand Piano is real. It is loaded onto a moving truck. It can be fixed with a little luck. Blankets are placed over it, you see, a kind of security. Truck starts to move, the ride is going smooth. The Grand Piano goes to a train station, unaware of its destination. Soon the train is moving down a track. The Grand Piano will never be back. For 2 days and 2 nights the train goes. When finally the train slows, the train will then stop soon. The doors open to the light of the moon. Grand Piano is then loaded into a van. It's taken to the Grand Piano fixing man. When he first sees the Grand Piano, he shakes his head, let loose a smile. He will fix it. It may take a while. The cobwebs are swept off. He just smiles, lets out a cough. Like the Grand Piano, he too is old. His grandchildren listen as he speaks. Now, children, listen to me, please. I will fix this Grand Piano, replace some parts. Then, children, your music lessons start. Soon as gentle hands went to work, the inside was to be fixed first. As the work and days went by, the Grand Piano started and seemed to cry. Then the big day came, played by gentle and small hands again. The Grand Piano, now a century old, played again and sounded gold. It was grateful for a second chance to once again make a musical stance. The sounds that echoed on the walls sounded sweet as listeners called. Small voices sing sweet songs, while the Grand Piano plays along. For the history of this lovely musical thing is enough for everyone to sweetly sing. The man that fixed this Grand Piano wanted to play his final solo. For his gentle held hands touched the keys. Sweet music he played, you see. Then he sang from his once golden voice, grandchildren listening to his song choice. When he finished, he stood up and bowed. The children clapped and smiled, totally wowed. Thank you, Granddad, we loved it so. Thank you for your Granddad show. A gentle old hand touched his grandkid's face. As he touched the Grand Piano in this place, a smile came across his face. Children, remember this moment with bliss, for I learned to play on this. Now the Grand Piano, children, is yours. Hopefully it will open musical doors. Play it wisely, use your heart, and songs are there. With that, Grandpa waved goodbye. He then descended into the sky. At his funeral the tears were shed, passages from the Bible was read. When off in the distance there was a sound, a grand piano as he was lowered to the ground. Family and friends are wiping their tears as they remember Grandpa's golden years. Years later the grand piano still plays. Grown grandchildren remember Granddad's days. The Grand Piano's music is still a treat. The great-grandchildren singing is sweet. Once again, the Grand Piano is sold. In exactly 50 years, the story will be retold. Thank you.